believe it was 45 years ago this past October, anniversary of the visit of John Paul II to the United States, and particularly to Chicago. And it was an extraordinary event. I'm sure in the listing of all the great events that have taken place in the history of Chicago, that visit will make the final cut as one of the great moments in our city. John Paul took Chicago by storm as he came to this city, crisscrossing its neighborhoods, visiting so many neighborhoods. He has a bishop and a cardinal. He had been to Chicago many times because of the large Polish community in Chicago. And he loved Chicago, and it was a love affair during those 3.5 days. About a week after he had left, there was a great editorial in the Chicago Tribune describing the city as going through a bad period of post-papal visit depression because of the tranquility and peace that marked the Pope's visit. Crime came to a standstill. All the divisions of racial tension and ethnic issues gave way to a remarkable period of harmony and mutual respect. The highlight of that visit, of course, was his Mass in Grant Park, in which they suspect about 1.5 million people attended. And at that visit, and throughout his visit to the United States, there was a theme that the Pope kept approaching in his reflections, which was that the greatness of any society is witnessed by its willingness to protect its most vulnerable citizens. And that litmus test of greatness was as true in 1979 as it is in 2024. The greatness of any society is witnessed by its willingness to protect its most vulnerable members. The gospel today is brief, but packs quite a punch as it challenges us to envision the banquet of the Lord. And who has a place at the table of that banquet? Who has a place at the table of discourse here in our own country, in our own neighborhoods, in our own parish? For the Lord keeps recalling us, challenging us to see the world as we, not me. And as populism and nationalism plagues all the Western democracies these days, this gospel stands as a powerful challenge to rethink who we really believe belongs, who has a place, who has something to offer, whose story needs to be heard. That was a powerful element of the recent Synod of Bishops, where so many, for the first time ever, were sitting at the table where long-term directions of the church were being discussed and reflected upon. We think of the challenges that face us as a society, as a city, a metropolitan community, the vast influx of migrants, the growing poverty that plagues our cities in this country, the violence and gang culture that so affects the quality of life, often symptoms of alienation, isolation, marginalization of vast sectors of our larger community. For we hear in the Lord's invitation today, open up the doors, welcome your vulnerable neighbors and friends to the table. Keep your heart open for those who feel excluded or unable to enter the kind of opportunities that so many of us take for granted. John Paul's visionary statement of 45 years ago continues to be a powerful statement to us. And as we take to heart this beautiful and powerful gospel, may we indeed be blessed in our ability to open our arms, our tables, our hearts to others.
Thank you for joining us today. Our digital ministry provides a valuable service to parishioners and visitors alike. Daily and Sunday Mass, funerals, weddings, and fireside chats, among other things, can be seen locally, throughout the country, and even the world, in real time or at one's convenience. If you would like to support this effort, please go to olphglenview.org. Click on the gold donate button and then the Sunday Giving icon to make a contribution on our secure online giving portal. We sincerely appreciate your past and ongoing support. Thank you for helping us continue this ministry. God bless.